I got to add myself to the stage. Good morning, boomers. I'm trying to figure out which glasses work. Oh my goodness, I can't see anything. I don't know if this was a good idea. This was my normal time. I usually get up. There, I see that better. These are screen glasses. This is the normal time I used to get up. Can't believe there were a couple people here. Um, Today, I wanted to talk about just check in early, as I think I put in the title, and just wondering what you've been watching on YouTube. Man, I've been watching some. Uh, it's funny how it cycles, because if you take a video and you watch it like the whole time, I mean, immediately when you at the end of that video, there's more videos suggested, and everyone's talking about how YouTube is changing, and that's definitely one of the changes, I think. Again, I welcome to the one or two people that are here right now. Two, it looks like. What are you doing? Oh, this is kind of an East Coast. I got to get to where I can see comments. This is an East Coast version because you guys, it's like you're already into your morning there. Out here in Arizona, it is 5:30 in the morning. Feels good. I haven't been up. I mean, normally I don't get up this early to do much. I've been waking up a little bit later because of my work schedule. But anyway, let me see here. Oh, here we are. All right. Let me see just to say hello here. Good morning from Washington. Oh, yeah. Hey, Len. Good to see you, man. Oh, whoa. Hey, props to you because it's 5:30 where you're at. It's a good time of day. Checking in to say hi from one boomer to another. T. Ryan, learn bikes. Oh, those kind of bikes. Cool. Cool profile picture. Cheers from the North Shores of Lake Erie. Ryan, I'm originally from Lime, Ohio. So went to Lake Erie as a kid. Of course, every time I think of Lake Erie, you know what I think of? If you are able to stick around. By the way, for those watching now and in the replay, if you're just popping in to say hi, fantastic. Don't expect to stay here the whole time. And right now, I've got a really busy morning before I go to work today. I want to just hop on for at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And looks like, if you guys show up, I'll stay up. Not going back to bed. I appreciate everyone that watches and shows up now and shows up in the future. But hey, Ryan, tell me, when someone says Lake Erie, what's the first thing that comes to mind? I'll tell you my thing here in a moment. Yes, this is what I'm doing, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Is I decided I'm going to do Saturday. It's been about a couple weeks since I did a what do we call these things? A live, and I thought, listen. And that's the thing, guys. Here's the big 1 year since I committed to YouTube. Well, I've committed many times, but 1 year of doing this coming up in 2 weeks. And certainly thought we could talk a little bit. I might share a little bit about that on this live stream. It'll be October 17th. It's funny what my original goals were and now what I'd like to do. Like, I just wanted to be monetized. That was 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours. And I'm 100 and something away from 10,000. And that's a significant milestone. Obviously, doesn't mean you're making a lot of money or anything like that, but it means at least people are out there. It also means this is kind of a challenge. This is why I think people quit. It means when you have 10,000 subscribers, it really tells you, for I'd almost say most of us, nobody's watching. More people, it lets you know how many people aren't watching because so many people subscribe because they liked primarily the Home Depot video. It resonated with them. So for various reasons, people have, but they don't necessarily come back, or the videos I'm making don't necessarily get recommended because I've been kind of experimenting with those quite a bit. So yeah, this morning, Len, is a new thing. Definitely, you got it. And Len, I think you're the one. I understand. Don't you sit here thinking I can't leave now. You can leave anytime. Let me show you the door. Ryan, checking in. Oh, what am I going backwards here? Yeah. All right. Sorry, I am. Hello, Deborah. Yeah. Hey, Deborah, how's it going? Um, how's it going with, I think, your YouTube or YouTube? Probably the Lake Erie perch. Oh, goodness. No idea what you're talking about. And I was a kid. I do kind of remember, I guess the trip to Lake Erie was Cedar Point when we would go up there. But today, at 67 years old, which, by the way, didn't want to make a big deal about it. I don't share this. I'm a year older than I was in the last, hey, yeah, I'm a year older right now than I was in the last live stream 2 weeks ago. So that tells you something, isn't it? Doing life now at 67. 67. Starting to be more like, oh my God, 70 sounds old. No offense to you 70-year-olds. Hey, you can help me now, because for the first time in my life, I'm having thoughts about age is starting to like, okay, you know, maybe it's because at 70, that's old to me. And I'm actually feeling a little bit old. So, Ryan, no, I don't think of perch. I think of the fire when the lake caught on fire. Probably should have to do some. That might be a good story. That's a childhood memory, I guess. Or I just remember that being reported how polluted it had become. It actually caught on fire. They said it would be hundreds of years before they'd ever be able to clean it up. And as we all know, Lake Erie now, I think, as Ryan could probably attest, um, it's beautiful again. It's safe to swim in. Hey, you know what? I should have a T-shirt that says "I swam in Lake Erie." Now, for people today, they'd go, "Well, yeah, aren't you supposed? What's so big about that?" Well, back in the '60s, it was pretty polluted. I don't know. Hey, I like this. Maybe that's why I still have my I glow in the dark, or I still have my hair because I swam in Lake Erie. It's obviously my favorite Great Lake because it's an Ohio Great Lake. All right. Stay with me. I haven't even had, I'm just starting the coffee. Oh, this mug is brought to you today by, this one was a gift, actually, from a friend. That's back when I spelled my name with a P. And I still do if I ever have to show up to court. Best fish to eat out of Lake Erie. Really? Again, all in my mind, I can think of, I wouldn't never even want to get, even to this day, I would have to have second thoughts about whether I got in that lake. Oh, there's the new co-host over there. But yeah, I even this day, I'm kind of scarred because of how polluted that lake was. So to eat fish out of there, and then actually, that's another successful thing, is that life came back to the lake with life. Okay, watching on YouTube. Okay, there you go. Thanks. Yeah, so I'd like to know what y'all been watching. I've been watching. I mean, I love YouTube, and what I think I really love is the stories from people I've been watching. And like just as I woke up this morning, like 40 minutes ago, barely 40 minutes ago. What the first suggested video, that would be an interesting. What if you get a chance? What was one of, or what's the first suggested video when today on your YouTube channel? Mine was on this couple that had spent 90 days on the carnivore diet. And yes, I've done a lot of, do I do carnivore? No, the true carnivores are like radical. And I've never, but I have gone to a ketovore, I would say. And for the last couple years, but I've been failing in the last few months because I've returned to, I've started eating some sugar again, and it really is just not good. But that was what was first suggested to me this morning. But been interesting to see what the feed suggests to you, because the algorithm, as I like to think of it, really does know you and your preferences. And when I make a video, it's going to, if it can figure out who would be interested in watching that, that's where it's going to push it to. Yet I'll have a lot of people telling me, hey, I don't see your videos anymore. Or a lot of people, I'm just people I know. And that's interesting, because that's why a lot of people, I think, are saying their views are down, and etc. And I think y'all are going to see in the next coming weeks and few months somewhat of a return or a focus now for me on reaching the people that I think are the audience that I currently have, if I haven't already lost some of them. It seems like the audience is always changing with that. So Len says, Buzz's Retirement Garage. The other reason I ask you is maybe I find one that I don't watch, or maybe I'll check out. Yeah, I watch Buzz all the time. Cowboy Kent Rollins cooking channel. Ooh, does he do cowboy coffee? The question, do I have cowboy coffee? No, look at that. That's actually a little bit of butter and heavy whipping cream. I know. Ward on Words. Interesting. See, this is great. Our community, I wonder how many channels, probably thousands. Oh, well, for sure, thousands of channels that we watch. And before it's too late, a retirement channel. Yes, awesome. Yeah. I got to say, okay, so the one that connects with me on your list would be Buzz's. And he's from Cleveland. Go Browns. I really wasn't a Browns fan, but my dad was. And I've already been rambling for 15 minutes. I wish I could make you guys, if I could click like on these comments, and where you're on the spot, you have to talk. Be like in my 8th grade English class, call on you. I wouldn't do that, because I know some kids were really embarrassed about that. Thank you, Len. Good morning. Yes, say Sage. Good. I forgot your name. I know you have told me for something. No, I can't. I'm not thinking good enough to remember it. From Orlando. Yeah. I knew you were Florida. I've been away from YouTube a couple of months. Oh, wow. I can really ask, what's up, Boomer? I'll tell you what's up. Is catch up, man. Catch up, Sage. I hope everything is all right. You know, it sounds like you're just doing life and dealing with life and doing with that, what's called life happens. First suggested video this morning was from Diary of a CEO. Wait a second. I think, let me just go. Hopefully I'm not messing this up. Diary of a CEO. I'm checking this real quick. I think I know this one. As a matter of fact, I know I do. It's Stephen, is it? Yeah, it's Stephen. Yeah, Diary of a CEO. He's with us. Yeah, it is. Oh, DOAC, Diary of a CEO. I think that's him. What's his name? Stevens. He partnered with Stan Store. Pretty interesting. Actually, he has one, I think, the top podcast in the world right now. Yeah, good, really good guy. Soft White Underbelly. Oh my God. I haven't watched it for a while, but man, that's yeah. that's an intense, the word intense comes to my mind, because he interviews, you know, people that usually are down and out. And of course, I think his one that has tens of millions of views is that series on the family in the Appalachians that are inbred. And, oh, you know, I mean, it's like, that was just, that's just what life, there's a lot of things out there like with life that, you know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. And lately, though, he's been, I think, branching into other types of uh, subjects to interview. Definitely raw, I guess. So I'm going to look real quick here. Let's see here. On my history, where would I go here? I got to go here. And I have, now this is something, I have two channels. I have a channel that What's Up Boomer, and then I have another one that I tend to watch most of my, it's the older one of what I have, because somebody, oh, there we go, because it has my premium, you know, I pay the premium thing somewhere around $15 a month, so I don't have to, you know, it takes out the ads, but the premium supposedly pays a percentage to the creators. So okay, okay. So I guess this is a guilty admission. I still check in on Sarasota Tim. I don't want to get whatever. You know what? It's like there's still like there's a lot of reasons why I kind of check in on him. I don't usually watch the full videos he makes, but I just sort of, you know what? I've been watching his progression. When I first started watching YouTube seriously about, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, about 6 years ago, that coincided with the heart event. And I started seeing, you know, just to see his progression and his success of his YouTube channel. And that's how he came on my radar as, you know, new YouTubers succeeding on YouTube. He, unbelievably, he's such a normal guy, but a different, he's controversial, isn't he? For those of you who watch. Reinventing Me at 60, checked out Roxanne's new video, Should I Work Again After 60? Yeah. The New Retired Me was on my radar. Didn't watch the whole thing. Trenton Alley. Oh, the newest thing, that the newest creator that popped up on my feed is a guy that's only been doing YouTube for a few months, short few months. Joe Go Wonder. He's a guy, I think he's in his 50s, and he's retired at this point to the Philippines. Now, in the past, over the last 3 years, I've been watching lots about the Philippines, and I have more to share on that in coming videos, because I have visited one time 2 years ago. I don't want to become a Philippines channel, but my first real trip of my life, I don't count Mexico or Canada as visiting, going out of country, even though you go out of country. This was like a huge trip. I planned it all through watching YouTube. There's a whole story to this whole thing. I went to the Philippines, amazing trip. Another part of the whole world. Went through my first 7.7 on the Richter scale earthquake. And I'm going back. It's been 2 years, going back in a month, a little over a month. How about that, people? So that now, not taking my computer, but I'm taking my iPad. I don't know if I'll be editing videos, but I'll be doing lives and sharing the journey. Now, I was going to do, now I just, so those of you who watch this and those of you in the future who watch this, just got some information I don't plan to share. I was thinking I'll do some lives like every few days from the location and have people guess where they think I'm at. Gamify. But that guy has over 20,000 subscribers. This is the way his approach is. It's pretty, it's really informative, and he's a very likable guy with a great, easygoing character. I also enjoy watching Doodlebud, a channel. Wow, Len, hold on. You know, we have so much in common. Maybe that's one of the cool things about social media is you find the people that you realize you're just like each other. I got into fountain pens about a year or two ago. I'm trying to think how. I bought two of them. Oh, I don't use them though because I mean I should, but I don't every day. I don't want to run out of ink. I'm thinking, oh, I can't use it. It's like a scarcity mindset. I have a Lamy, whatever. Maybe it's their common one, about 20, 30, 40 bucks maybe. And then I have this one. There you go, Len. And this one I rebought ink for. Thing is, I realized that you can't, it won't write. I just have to run a little warm water just a bit and then it flows. So it like dries or something. It's highly advertised, I think on Facebook or wherever. It's, here I'm doing the old guy thing. Yeah, it's an Ellington. It's a good little thing. I mean, I wouldn't know, what he knows and I know, you all don't know, maybe, is just what a community of fanatics there are on the fountain pens. Very cool stuff. And it's not nerdy. This is a piece of history. And Len, you've just reminded me, I have a whole video outline on the subject of these. That's something I'll do maybe shortly. It's kind of a historical approach. Love it. So, Len, what's your pin of choice? And what I was also going to say, as far as the community, how expensive these pins can run. Thousands and thousands of dollars. Oh, how about that? Well, isn't it nice, since we're all boomers in here, we all understand if we don't remember. Hey, now, Sage, question for you is, what is my name? I'm referencing a comedy act of the 70s. Come on, Phil. What is your name? Oh, man, I know this one. I'll get caught up on videos. Yes, me too. And series. You make a good point. Let me finish this. This is a good point here. Vice Grip Garage. Oh, wow. Muscle car engine rebuilds and body restorations are new on my YouTube feed. Ah, interesting. That must mean, see, I wonder how it figured that out, whether you did a search or the algorithm was just feeding you stuff to see what you liked. And when you saw that, you grabbed it, and then it's going to feed that interest. But yeah, here's what I find myself getting caught up on, and what I think about what would be. Everyone always says, what should your niche be? And it seems the niches for the biggest success on YouTube are those things, I've mentioned this before, the quests, the couple that's driving to the furthest, what they call it, the furthest point south in the continent. I follow it still to this day, a couple channels that started out. Trent Nally was one of those, but my all-time, or the Quest, my all-time favorite, still number one go-to, so one I will always watch, is Life Uncontained. They put out a video every week, and it's just been their journey of building their off-grid homestead, basically, and they've used shipping containers. But in the time that I started following, do they have 3 kids now? It's pretty amazing. You're kind of watching this story in real life, in real time, for the most part. And they're just really amazing. Spencer's this guy that they're a likable couple, let's put it that way. So she's hilarious, full of humor and being a mom and just doing everything. And he's this guy that has had no real background in construction, but has figured everything out and is just doing amazing. It's an amazing journey, and it's like I tune in every week to see where they've been. Now they've gotten into the weeds a little bit about all the nuts and bolts of everything, and that doesn't interest me as much. But you know, you just have to check it out, and you'll see if you look at their amount of the videos they have. It's that getting caught up in videos. I'm caught up probably more so with their channel than anyone else's. Excellent. Yes, the Lamy Safari. I think that's what I have. And you know what? It's around here. Oh, if I could only show you my desk. Anyone else have problems with collecting pins? Where is the Lamy when you need it? Just laying here. Len, it's got to be right here. I found the Ellington. I did this because it was affordable, and I just wanted to try another pin out. And this one I did buy new. You know, I'll bet right now. Here's what I know about Len already. I don't know Len, but all he's made is a comment about how he confessed he was into fountain pens, which is pretty cool. But Len, I'll bet you're one of those guys too that actually let us know here, putting you on the spot. You syringe, whatever they call it, you add ink manually to your pen. I think maybe where you don't buy the little cartridges, you actually, because you can buy the certain specific colors, you can buy the qualities, and you syringe, you fill the cartridge with ink. I'll bet you do. If you're a real fountain pen concierge, no, aficionado, you probably do that. My fave is the E95 from Pilot. Oh, you know what? That's actually a pen I thought I might pick up in the future. Is one from Pilot. E95, huh? That's pretty cool. Seems like Pilots are really popular. Phil with no P. There you go. All right. If anyone else is in here and knows, I don't know. I've got a few comments to catch up on. Not too many, though. Oh, okay. Now, wait a second. Hold on. You gave me the answer. Sage, what's my reference when I said, okay, it's like a game show. And it's like, okay, Dave, was it Dave? Dave, what's your name for $100 or the champion? This, you should know this, Dave. Oh, man, I do know that, whatever. Oh, man, that's a hard one, but whatever. Come on. Who is it? Come on, boomers. Hilarious stuff. And I once shared one of their clips in my 8th grade classroom. Sister Mary Elephant telling the class to shut up. I actually did that in jest. And the class went, these were 7th graders at the time, I think. And they were like, you can't talk to us that way. I said, guys, this is a history lesson. It's history. And I brought the tape in the next day. And yes, it was a tape. Might have been a record, actually, to share what that was all about. And it was hilarious, you know. There it is. How did I know this? The wisdom that comes with the knowledge combined with age. I just don't. I guess I'll have to watch YouTube. I'll get there one of these days. But yeah, you would have disappointed me, Len, if you said no, I don't do it, because then you'd just be like me, and you know. But I'll have to do that. If you have a suggestion on that, it just looks hard to me rather than just buy, you know, convenience, pop a new cartridge in. I think YouTube is tied to our Google device that's always listening. Well, I have, is Alexa Google? I think it is. You're right. Oh my gosh. I never even thought it could be tied like that. It certainly could be, because Google owns YouTube. I was talking about my adventures in my 2018 Dodge Challenger soon after a new car kind. Wow, absolutely. Gosh, I never thought it was tied to that. I thought it was my watch or my phone. The first time I really confirmed that this happened is I asked my dad years ago. His dog was getting really elderly and had been in pretty poor health, but had really gotten better. And I said, what have you been doing? And I said, what food have you been? I shouldn't even talk about this because we're all going to start seeing dog food ads. But that's what I started seeing that afternoon. Ads for the dog food. How about that? So, hey, this may bring self-talk to a new level. So if you want to see things come into reality in your life, start talking about it, and YouTube will provide it. Yeah. I think that this is true. All right. So going back, what have you been watching on YouTube? Let me check some other things I've watched. See, I watch at least. I think this has been. I think about how much more I could get done if I wasn't watching so much YouTube. But I do. I'll get up and watch a couple hours. So I do watch a number of channels of people, mostly expats in the Philippines. A lot of there's one guy, it's Corey, it's on his channel's called It's Me. They're all talking about the earthquake that just happened there 2 days ago, 3 days ago. It was a less powerful one than the one I went to, but it was closer to the surface of the earth. I learned quite a bit about earthquakes. It was like a 7.0, but did a lot more damage because the one I went through, I think, was 50 miles deep and about 100 miles away. In the Cebu area, their one they just had was only 20 some miles deep. Maybe it was only 20 some miles away, but it wasn't as deep in the earth, and those can be a little bit crazy. So some things have been coming across is Saratoga Tim's now buying a Goldwing. Jojo he's talking about a lot of good topics about if you were to live in the Philippines. Good advice on that. My First Million, the podcast, but I watch. Well, I enjoy that channel. I've learned so much about what's happening in the world today with AI and businesses. Man, it just seems like everyone they talk to, these are in their 30s and 40s and they're just making millions doing the opportunities out there today that that's where I get I learn about some of my AI information. And the most recent one was them talking about a new app that is everything on it is AI produced. So everything on it is fake. The music, the stories, everything. It's called Soro or something. I don't know if I want to see it because the guy said he just couldn't believe it. Yeah, that's the part where I only hope where people that show up being themselves are still going to be a thing in the future. It may not be. It's just like how TikTok's taken over. TikTok, Facebook has taken over and overcome television. Young people don't watch TV; they watch, and I guess even a good part of the younger people don't even watch social medias on TV. Well, maybe they do, but I think it's all on their phones. Older people tend to watch more of YouTube on their TVs. How about you guys? Do you watch on your TV or do you watch on your phone? I have to be honest. I've caught myself because it's just easier because of my remotes are wearing out or something. I just watch it on my phone. I'll sit over here on the couch watching stuff on my phone, and I got a 55 or 58-inch TV. Oh, right there. Is this just a crazy world we live in? There's an admission I wouldn't have shared otherwise. Oh, sorry, Len. I'm back up here on the. Hey, Cindy Lou Hoo. Slept. Good morning to you. Some of you guys really appreciate your just showing up. And again, as usual, it'll be 100 or so, 200 people that'll show up later and watch. And YouTube is the new television. There you go, Sage. Yeah, but it's better content chosen by you or suggested by your ever listening Google device. Yes. Yeah. I agree about the content. This is something I found. I don't watch anything. I don't watch any television series. There's nothing out there that interests me. Is this thing gone? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, it went out of focus a little bit there. I don't watch anything. Like in the old days, you'd watch Dallas You'd watch Sopranos, although that was an HBO thing, but still. Series, Breaking Bad. I've never been a huge television watcher, but as a kid, I would come home from school and watch Big Valley, Leave It to Beaver, Captain Kangaroo would have been one of my first television shows I would watch on a daily. That was the one I remember, I think, knowing my mom. That was like, turn on Captain Kangaroo and get these kids to sit down and be quiet. We would watch Mr. Green Jeans and Rabbit, Bunny. I don't watch anything. I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything on TV network programming. It's all I choose, just like you say, Sage. I choose what I watch, and the variety is all in YouTube. I'll see these things on live, and they'll go for 2 hours. Say it's a summit, a presidential summit or something. I was watching the Charlie Kirk deal here out the memorial, and I went on for 4 hours or something, but I watched a couple hours of it, actually. The worship part of it, which I thought was pretty awesome, the music amazing. But then I had to go to work. But what's nice is to come back to YouTube and see the clips. That's why I like some of these channels that do long form content of 1, 2, 3 hours. I never have time for that. Just like I would have a difficult time on a live for more than what we're going here. But I love to come back where they clip it up and see those highlights. It's pretty cool. It's a neat model. It's kind of like Red Zone. One season I got the opportunity to have it for free. I wasn't watching NFL games anymore. I was watching Red Zone. Real time, 4 screens, everybody in the red zone. I was getting the best of every single game out there. They caught it all. And that I think that more people were watching Red Zone than football games, the whole thing. And that's something, man. That's our world today. And I think I just read something where Red Zone has morphed this year. I don't know. My brother does it, and I don't think he likes it as well. Maybe I think it was bought by somebody like Disney or somebody big, and has changed it a little bit. They now have ads on one side of it, he was telling me, because before they didn't have ads. But anyway, yes, Len, I think that's, for me, that's what I always thought it was. I didn't realize it is as well. What in the world? Everybody want to say hello to my little friend? I have 2 Echo Dots and 1 tower. Tell me I'm not just terminal. One evening, my wife and I were talking about something, and she said, "And Jess, it's too late. I already drank them." Is this for real? Her iPhone came to life to suggest she asked for help. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's so funny. Now, hey, Len, yeah, it looks like you have a picture of you and your wife there. Now, she needs to become she needs to hop on here, and I'll tell you what, if she ever does, I'm asking her to tell the story behind that comment. It's too late. I already really tell us that. We got to know what that is. I love Ghost Town Living Channel. Ooh. Yeah, ghost towns. Don't hear too many people talking about those anymore. You know what? If I was around Gen Zers right now, I'd ask them, do you know what a ghost town is? I think I'll ask at work today. I'll bet there's people that go, no, what are you talking about? Towns with ghosts in them? There's ghosts everywhere, whatever. We walked around we walked around a place noted for sightings like that, Tombstone, at around 11 o'clock at night one time. Didn't see any ghosts, but guess what? In one of the pictures, there was those orbs. Now, I think that's a lens thing, but there's people that say, no, those are spirits. It's a big old orb in one of our pictures. Sage, YouTube University, when you have to fix something or want to learn. Ah, yeah. I have to look up. There's an actual, I think, channel, right? YouTube University. Interesting. I've never watched it. But I'm sure there's, we've got a community of the world out there that's why I don't think school it's always been behind the times 50 to 100 years. But now this is that segment of social media that could be for such powerful good, is to think about people you can learn from, to listen to their conversations, listens to their lectures, listens to their how-tos. It's good stuff. Welcome to our channel, Historian 70QQ. There he goes again. I think he's typing. He's got to watch the whole thing, which is good. And okay, just for those people that are watching now and people that will watch in the future, be careful of this guy. He will throw things in historically that aren't necessarily, he's rewriting story, like how Bob Ross was his uncle. That was a great one on our last live. The answer to the question, do you remember the question, Boomer? Well, let me see. Let me see what the answer is. Probably Saturday Night Live. It was past my bedtime, though. Oh, please. No, it was not Saturday Night Live. I think I asked. Oh, my gosh. These cats. I have no idea what they just jumped on. What are you guys doing? Come here. Sweet Pete, come here. Come here. I know people want to see you. Yes. Let me see. Come and make an appearance. Come and make an appearance on the here. Was this worth the price of admission? She is growing like a weed. Now, Saturday Night Live, let me see. That was back in the 70s, right? No. This actually probably have to go back to actually the 60s. I think the peak or whatever, they were early 70s. This is who I was referring to. What's your name, Dave? Oh man, yeah, you got to listen. Man, if I could hold on. Maybe I can share my screen. These guys were so funny, man. All right, what's your name? Okay. Well, I don't know. The famous scene. Wait, it was like a game show. I don't know if this will work. Oh man. No, it's so old that when I put the name Dave in with the question, Dave Chappelle comes up, so it goes off track, and then it goes to the movie of these people that they produced, and it's a scene in the movie that well, see, this is evidence of my not planning for my live streams. So you get 2 more guesses before we have to kill you, Sage. I probably shouldn't say that. So anyone else help Sage out? I would appreciate. Cindy Lou Hoo. I'll be getting up to you here shortly. There. Okay, I'll just jump down there and I'll come back. Yes, Cheech and Chong. What's so funny to me is all these references when you use with younger people, they have no clue whatsoever, but the people here, we know immediately, right? That is Dave's at the door. I mean, this is classic, hilarious situational comedy, I guess you would call it. It was a reference to conspiracy theories and drinking Kool-Aid. Now I'm getting confused with our discussions. Nah, maybe those are references to Cheech and Chong. I don't know. All right, Len, great. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. A guy bought an abandoned mining town. There you go. This is a great example. Sharing the history. Oh man, see, this is content that's quest-like, doing something really crazy fun, I guess you'd say. Which, by the way, I just noticed. Yep, we're approaching sunrise here on the western United States. I always get excited about sunrise. Love that time of day. And it's Alexa. Here we go. Alexa, what time is sunrise this morning? Alexa, what time is sunrise?
Sunrise is at 6:25 a.m. today.
6:25. That's in about 6 minutes. Yep, 6 minutes. Cool. So yeah, what? Oh, a guy bought an abandoned mining town. How about that? That reminds me of these people that buy. Oh, I thought about doing this. This is where it sucks to be old, because physically, I don't think I could do it. They buy an old building in the Midwest, one that's dilapidated, and they restore it and bring business to a small town downtown. The classic ones. How fun would that be? There's a young woman, a young girl, she's 20 something, I think. She's doing that in a town, again, somewhere back Midwest or East, an old town, just kind of an idyllic situation. It's just the towns we remember, the cities we grew up in. And, I mean, when you think about it, go back 100 years, there weren't any cities that we have now with the millions of people. I wonder Alexa, what was the population of Cleveland in 1920? Just wondering.
Cleveland's population in 1920 was 796,841. This made it the 5th largest city in the United States at that time.
Okay, how coincidental is that? Because Phoenix right now is the 5th largest city in the United States at 6 million. So Cleveland had 700,000, was the 5th largest city. Alexa, how many people were in New York City and Los Angeles in 1920?
In 1920, New York City had a population of 5,620,048, while Los Angeles had 576,673 residents.
Alexa, how many people in Chicago in 1920? You're getting a history lesson here.
Chicago had a population of 2,701,705 in 1920.
You want to talk about, that's 100 years ago, just a little over. Think about that, people. Oh my gosh. So people are.
In 1970, the largest U.S. cities were New York with 7.9 million residents,
1970.
Chicago with 3.4 million, and Los Angeles with 2.8 million people.
Okay, thank you, Alexa. Now go back to bed.
If only I could dream of electric sheep. Have a great rest of your morning, Phil.
I might have to do a video telling Alexa things that were told to us when we were kids, like go to your room. Wow, that's the most entertaining part of this whole live, I'll tell you. And that came at 48 or so minutes into it. Mark that down for the people that come in the future. The people on the West Coast who are just now waking up. I do know most of the people that I see here are all from East Coasters, which is good. Okay, hold on. Where was I now? Yeah, the mining town. Oh, I'm losing track of all the. Oh, there we go. All right, we're gonna catch up here. Yeah, okay, we got this. Yeah, the abandoned mine. That's cool. Dave's at the door. Oh man, I love that one. What's my line? Oh man, Sage, you're just going. That's a good show. Used to watch that. That was a good television show I used to watch. Yep. Dave's not here, man. We know what Cindy Lou Who was watching and has probably seen hundreds of times. As the first generation of Gen X, I relate more to boomers. Yes. Your historical question was before my time. You got me. I don't know the answer. Oh, well, Sage, you know it now. Cheech and Chong. Yeah, Phoenix had 700K in the 70s. Wow. Well, back then, it was in the 70s that I was watching. What were we watching in the 70s? After school programming. You still had Saturday morning cartoons. I was never really big into that, but I did watch a lot of Bugs Bunny, the Hound Dog. But today, again, it's kind of fun. If you want to watch a lot of that stuff, McHale's Navy, you can go and watch it now on YouTube or one of these channels. There's a free channel, has every episode of like McHale's Navy or Gilligan's Island. And do any of you feel though guilty or like I have a hard time if I see that the whole 8 seasons of the show are there, for example, and or it might only offer season 2 or 3. I feel the obligation, or I feel like I have to start at the first season, episode 1, and watch it from there. I don't want to jump in the middle of something. Batman, that was something we watched on TV. Yes. Let's see what we got here. My phone is finally charged. Yes. Okay, well, what else here? What else? Anything else? I was trying to think some of the other shows I've been watching. It's kind of funny because on the one that I have, the premium, I have different subscriptions for my What's Up Boomer channel and the other one that I tend to watch just because I don't have to go through a bunch of commercials all the time. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of that guy in the Philippines. There's another young couple again in the Philippines. So I'm getting a lot of content on the Philippines right now. Probably because maybe I'm a month or a half away from the trip. Well, it'll be my second visit. Almost everything. Good night. Yeah, and then of course I watch a lot of what should you be doing on YouTube now, blah blah blah. But I think I have a handle of what I should be doing, and I'm not necessarily doing it, but it's just going to take time. A lot of retirement news stuff, retirement things, again, diet stuff mostly now. It used to be plant-based. Now it's the low-carb stuff. Oh, the retirement stuff. I'll tell you, one of the future videos I think I want to talk about, because it relates to me and the audience out there for sure, is it's for the majority, there's 65%, something like that, of people that have nothing at retirement. Now, there's people that want to blame them for it's their fault, etc. And in some cases it is. And actually, I saw one by a guy, he had to be maybe in his 30s or 40s, and he basically presented the argument that it was pretty amazing why there are 60% of boomers that don't have anything in the greatest economic expansion of our country's history. Wow, I hadn't thought about it that way, but he uses historical facts to show what happened. I think we need to, those are interesting things for me to try to figure out, not just, what happened, but what do you do going forward? That's the thing. And these channels out there they'll spend on a 15-minute video, literally 13 minutes talking about it, and then really offering no hope, basically saying stuff like, well, tighten your belts. Hey, at 60, 70 years old, you're probably already as tight as it can get. What can you cut out? I mean, seriously, I know people right now within a 1-mile radius of me that with the lot rent increases for this area I'm in, they're on fixed income, Social Security. I mean, they can't afford it anymore. They can't, they've already cut down to food to nothing. So these are things we got to find an answer to, or at least offer some hope. And the hope is, if you've got your health, get out there and learn a new skill, and learn it like with, so many things you could do with the technology we have today. You could have never done in the past. Phoenix After School Zero was Wallace and Ladmo. Oh, I never even watched that. Don't even know what that is. Maybe that's a regional thing. I think that's a Midwest thing. He was I think for some reason I'm thinking it was out of Chicago. Yep, Saturday morning cartoons start at 6 a.m. with a bowl of corn pops. Yeah, yes. We were living high on the hog then and healthy. Ended at 11 a.m. because of football. How about that? All the way up to football. Yeah. My favorite topics are investing, retirement planning, personal finance habits. Yeah. Been watching a bunch of Morgan Housel this week. He's so good. Wow. All right. Morgan Housel. Let me I'll have to check him out. Sounds like I'll give you maybe, you know what? I might do my own personal review, because in my situation, which I'm in the majority, being at retirement without the nest egg, and just boom, waking up. It seems like I woke up one morning recently and it's like, where did my 30s and 40s go, and first part of 50s? Because it was in my mid 50s that I started thinking, I'm getting to the age now where I need to put a financial plan. Well, my financial plan hasn't worked out. So what's going to happen? And yeah. All right, guys, we're approaching 1 hour. That's a good point. I'm cutting this off at the 1 hour. I'm just going to talk until, and when this thing ends, that's 60 minutes. So is there anything else here? Yeah, whatever that was called, Wallace and Ladmo. I knew it was I knew it was local, whatever, but yeah, I just remember, I know they were big wherever they were, and they were a kids show too, or maybe they weren't. Well, you know what? Those of you who are wondering that don't have any clue, like I don't, Google it. Hey, Alexa, who was Wallace and Ladmo? I think I'm going to make Alexa my co-host.
Wallace and Ladmo were the beloved hosts of a long-running children's TV show in Phoenix, Arizona. Wallace, played by Bill Thompson, and Ladmo, portrayed by Vladimir Kwiatkowski, entertained kids and adults alike with their comedy sketches, cartoons, and the famous Ladmo bags from 1954 to 1989.
We just hit an hour, but this is, you know what? My next live, if I remember this, I'll write this up. It's going to be Alexa and me, and we're going to present questions to Alexa. There we go. Gosh,
Sorry, could you clarify what you mean?
Not now. There we go, guys. Well, listen, thanks for joining this early morning, and those of you who come later. Hope, we're off to our days. I have some cleaning to do in the next 2 or 3 hours. My brother's dropping off some stuff. He sold his house. He's moving. We are, if you're coming later and you're one of those, either you get to the end of this live or you skip to the end of it, in the comments, leave some references of what is it you're watching on YouTube now. I'll add maybe a couple more of these ones that I'm finding that are these quests, these journeys that these people are going after, whether young or even older. The people that buy the RV and go travel, that's a quest. And we follow along in these stories because they really are interesting. And that's what I'd like to do. I just, working at Home Depot kind of limits, although there's always a way and a means to do it. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for coming. Yes. Oops. Yes. Hey, it was from Phoenix, Arizona. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. All right, guys, we're out of here. Watch for the next video coming this week. Back on it. Well, I won't say a schedule, but I will be back throwing videos out there, honing in ultimately what the channel, the direction the channel will go. And we'll finish with these final comments. He's all got a ton of interviews he's done. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, that Morgan guy. Does this guy still sit when... Oh, no. The Beast. The Beast. I know who you are. I'm not going to answer that because we're at the end of this live. You'll have to tune in next time because I'm glad you stopped by. My Saturday mornings at age 60 are watching The Boomer. Yes, the What's Up Boomer. Great Nut cereal. Wow. Love Great. I have some in my fridge, actually. 2 cups of coffee while I watch the sunrise. Wow, yeah. And by the way, the sun now is, I guess, up here. Yeah, it's up. Barely. Awesome, man. All right. There you go. Thanks, guys. See you soon.